outside of that, been putting some work in on the GameStop here. You know, I got a new rug. I cleaned up some areas. I want to get like these containers to put in the closet so that I could kind of properly store some things a little bit better than I have right now. The boxes are all mismatched, and you know they're prone to just falling apart and stuff. So
sure.
I want to get like some like high quality, like extra durable Home Depot, like, you know,
grade.
Yeah, like I saw some when I was there last time, and you know, like $20 a piece, which is a little pricey, but I think.
But they're probably quality though.
Yeah, like, you know, I feel like if I stack them like 4 or 5 high and they're like packed to the brim with stuff, it's not going to break, you know, the lid. Right now, the lids on the ones that I have are all like dented in and they're useless, right?
Yeah, I think it's important when you get those kind of clear storage containers. There are definitely some crappy ones, and then there are some really good ones. And you're absolutely right. If you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, they will have a better grade of like that sort of plastic.
Yeah. I'm not talking about a Sterilite here. I'm talking about like, you know, fucking Husky or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know,
it's like not even meant for game storage. It's meant for like fucking some dude to just huck a bunch of tools in, you know?
Yeah, no, this
but
is...
you're going to use it for other purposes.
This is for, like, somebody's garage, but it's going to be in my closet, you know?
Yeah.
And it's, you know, part of my plan. I want to go in and, like, label everything. I want to take all the loose wires that I have, put them in Ziploc bags, label what system they belong to so that I could easily find stuff. It's not all scattered around, you know? This is, like, a long-term project I'm looking to do.
I think that would be a lot of fun. I mean, I think I mentioned before that the key piece there, at least if it was my room, I put on a bunch of just game soundtracks and just sit there Indian style and just fucking block off the world. Be like, you know what, Nikki? Like, I need a good like 10 hours in here, like undisturbed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, she's pretty good about like giving me that kind of time if I need it. You know, if we don't have anything going on, I say, hey, I'm going to do some work in my room. She's like, cool, see you later. You know, she'll throw on Netflix in the living room or whatever and just leave me to my devices. So,
well, I think know just as well.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think you know just as well as I do that you can have a project like that and make it miserable, or you can make it fun. Yeah. And making it fun is easy for people like you and me.
Yeah. Well, like I spent a lot of time in this room over the past week, you know, just kind of moving things around. Like I put the rug in and I cleaned up the floor. So now I have my recliner kind of pushed off to, you know, originally I had it centered with the window. Now I have it kind of pushed a little bit to the left. Well, it's to the right of the window. And then we have this old end table that we used to have before we got our sectional that we weren't using. And I was like, she wanted to throw it away. I'm like, let me hold on to this because I think it'll fit in the game room. Well, it fucking fits perfect in this room now, man. So I have like this little end table. Actually, it's a gigantic end table, but it's next to the recliner. So, you know, I can put like my controller down or whatever. I could set some stuff down on it. I could recline. I'm going to move the Switch back into this room again. I haven't done that yet. And I actually just got dual monitor mounts for my 27-inch monitors.
Ooh, I need photos of all of this, like, Drew.
Yeah,
like tonight.
I will send some to you because I think I took a couple previously, and I don't know why I didn't send them. I have no idea why I didn't send them to you. But anyway, I do have them, so I will send some of those to you. And it's, you know, it's not exactly perfect. You know, I still have some things that I want to kind of change around a little bit on the desk. I want to get new computer speakers. I want to get I'm kind of tossing around the idea of getting a different audio interface, but I'm not 100% on that yet because this one seems to be working pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking to make things better.
Augmenting,
yeah.
Yeah, love it, man. I love the idea of creating and adding to like a game room or a movie room, like any kind of like room design where it's like a media room or a man cave. It's always such a pleasure to witness or get involved with somebody to make it better.
Yeah.
Because there's always room for improvement with those kind of rooms.
Totally. You know, I want some frames for some of the nice art that I have, and just
oh hell yeah.
I don't know why I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. Because I picked up a bunch of stuff at Comic-Con a couple years ago, and, you know, it'd be perfect in here. It's not hanging up. It's in the packaging still, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, the same thing happened to me. I think a lot of folks are pretty lazy about framing stuff. Mm-hmm. It took me a long time to get some Comic-Con stuff framed and some other artwork, and I don't know why, because it's really not that difficult. You just measure it.
Right.
And then you buy the fucking frame at like, Michael's or Joann Fabrics or something of that nature. And I found some pretty inexpensive, almost like borderless frames that are just nice and clean and simple.
Yeah.
And then you can really go to town and get them like professionally done, and those look amazing. So
professionally done stuff though is expensive.
Very, very expensive.
I used to work next to a custom frame shop when I was selling CDs maybe 15 years ago, and I had this nice print of a Fates Warning album cover. And it was signed by the artist. The artist used to come into the shop. He was from Connecticut. And he used to come into the shop and, he'd get like promo CDs ahead of time and he'd hook us up with some of the promo CDs and we would sell his artwork in the store. And so I had this nice, like, beautiful artwork for one of the album covers. And I was looking to get it framed. So I brought it over to the shop and they were like, oh, yeah, we can make this look good. They brought out the samples. It color matched it to the print, and then they quoted the price, and it was like hundreds of dollars.
Jesus.
And that was just not possible at that time.
Well, yeah. What's really interesting is apparently there's a lot of different like sort of levels of framing.
Yeah.
Like you have like museum quality framing. There's all these different like grades.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about it just from YouTube. I forget why I looked it up, but for basic like Comic-Con art or just video game art, shit like that, you're better off just doing it yourself.
Yeah.
But obviously if it's like, hey, here's my great-grandfather from 100 years ago or some shit,
right,
and you want to get that framed, like I would probably go somewhere professional and negotiate to get something that was reasonable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to, you have to kind of take those extra steps to not spend that much,
Yeah, and there's beautiful frames, too. Like, I actually was lucky enough to buy, I think I shared it with you many moons ago. It's this beautiful painting of the ship at night, and it's framed. I'm actually looking at it now. I got it from, I think, Overstock.com.
Okay.
And it was still expensive.
Yeah.
But when I got it, you can tell. This is just beautifully framed, and the frame itself is like really fitting for the image. I'll have to take a photo of that one and send it to you because that is a very special piece.
Yeah, I'd like to see that for sure. Yeah, so that's about it for the game room right now. Not too much else in the way of that.
Well, you've got a roadmap. You've got a roadmap for some larger changes. You've made some what I would call like easier updates. Adding a nice little like rug and carpet and all that kind of stuff. Those are nice touches.
It makes a huge difference.
It does. It changes the whole look.
It's just a basic rug. It's nothing fancy. I got it from Target. It's like gray. It's got like various shades of gray in it. Honestly, it looks like something you could probably put in like a commercial office. But we have these beautiful hardwood floors. It frames the room nicely. It goes great with the gray walls. I kind of have a bit of a grayish, I used to have red curtains in here, so it's almost a Nintendo motif. So it's, I don't know, it's starting to come together. It's starting to get a little cozier.
Yeah, I like that room, dude.
Thank you.
I think it's important to have a game room have almost a lot of stuff. Like you kind of want like almost like a little bit of chaos in there, but like organized chaos.
Yeah. And
I think that enables the right ambience for it, because if you have a game room that's too clean and way too organized, and it becomes very clinical.
Right.
And then you don't get the chance to really feel like you're just, melting in this nostalgia.
Yeah.
And every time I go in there, when I sit on, or when you had the couch in there before, I even liked it then, and that was like 2 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.